YouTube? It's Jade and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know you see my lips are acting like sideways. It's because I just went to the dentist and they had to finish a root canal that they started in May. Kind of a long time ago, but they numbed my face. Well, they numbed this side of my mouth and I can't really control this side, so that's like kissy lips. It doesn't work. Okay, so as you know, I've been gone. School started and I've had a lot of work to do and I've been hanging out with friends and it's just been a lot. And I guess now I'm catching up. There's no school today because of the forest fires in California. Anyway, so today I'm going to be doing a Halloween look where like I have a smile like this and it is going to be like sewed together and then there's going to be dark around my eyes. I'm supposed to have black contacts, but I don't have that, so I'll just do without that part. And I also don't have a costume, so it'll just be like a face look. SFX. My face feels so weird. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, the first step out of all of this is like to take off any face makeup. So I'm not wearing any, I just have on lip gloss, so that's what I have to take off so the latex will stick. Okay, next I'm gonna have to pour my liquid latex into a bowl so that I can use it. Sorry, that was dumb. Okay, I don't need that much, so maybe just this much. Okay, so now I'm taking toilet paper and it's gonna go over my face like that, but I could like rip it in half because it doesn't need to be that thick. Now I'm gonna dip my sponge into the latex and put it all over my mouth and then up like that. Now I guess I'm gonna have to start this process of you not hearing me, so goodbye. And hello, welcome to the voiceover. I'm sorry, that sounded nasty. Okay, so now I am taking the latex and putting it on my mouth and a little bit on my cheeks and above my lips so that I could put the toilet paper onto it. Okay, so then I started to lift up the toilet paper and then put latex under it because obviously, as you can see, I didn't put latex anywhere where I should have, so I had to put it underneath. So then I started to take the latex and put it on top of the toilet paper. I don't really know what it does, not gonna lie, but it makes it feel like skin, as weird as that sounds. Once the toilet paper is completely layered with the latex, I take the latex and I apply more to my cheeks so that I can put more toilet paper on top of it. Then I take the toilet paper and I put it right on top of where I put the latex. And I make sure it's completely smoothed out so there's no like bubbles. Then I go back in with the latex and I put it underneath the toilet paper so that it sticks to the skin. And that's the part where apparently I didn't put enough latex on. So then I go and like lightly put the latex on top of the toilet paper because if I do it too hard, it'll just rip it and it won't look good. So I have to very lightly do it in a weird way. Like I have to like smooth it down. And then basically what I did on the right side, I do the same thing on the left side. Once both sides look like this, I take my blow dryer and I turn it all the way up, but to cool and not on hot, and I blow dry the latex. And you can tell when the latex is completely dry because it doesn't look white anymore, it turns yellow and it looks kind of clear. Okay, so as I was going in to do my second layer, my mom walks in with 2 tacos and they look and smell delicious. And I tell her I can't eat that. And then she walks out and walks back in and I'm like, can you just save it for me? And she's like, you want me to save it? I'm like, yeah, but it has sauce. And she's like, oh, well then I'll just eat them. And I'm like, you can see my face and tell I wasn't happy. And then I guess the reality kicks in that like my teeth are really, really hurting from them finishing the root canal. And I really start to feel the pain, and then I kind of realize that I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. And it was like 7 p.m. So I just got sad. But I kept working because I don't quit like that. Even though I ended up quitting and had to finish the video the next day. Anyway, I ended up doing a second layer because usually you're supposed to do 2. So I did the same thing I did the first time. So I'll just skip over that. So I started thinking about the tacos again after I tried to push it out of my mind. And I kept thinking about it, and then I just got sad because my tooth was hurting and I was hungry. And then I started crying. So then I took the cotton and I unraveled it, and then I put latex over my mouth so that I could put the cotton on top because the old latex had already dried. And then I separated the cotton kind of thick, and then I layered it on top of the latex. And I did the same thing on the other side. Then I went back on top with the latex and smoothed it out with my finger in one direction so that it looked like one flat surface. And then I took the blow dryer and I was sitting there for like 10 minutes blow drying it because it was a lot thicker. And then I started to check to make sure that all the latex was dry. Once I made sure that it was all dry, I took my foundation and my beauty blender and I went on top of the latex so that it would match my skin tone. Once all the foundation was on, I took my face powder and I put it on top so that it could set the foundation in place. Then I wiped off all the translucent powder and I put on blush so that the skin could look irritated. Okay, so I cut a small slit on my mouth and now I'm gonna widen it a lot more. And I'm trying to be careful not to cut my mouth because that's not gonna be fun. So, here we go. There's a timer on my camera and it's scaring me. 3, 2, 1. I only cut myself once, it's not that bad. Then I started stretching the latex and everything. So now that this is pretty ripped up and separated and torn and looking very worn and nasty, I'm gonna take my black face paint and I'm just gonna go on the inside to make it look old and dead and nasty and disgusting. But I'm gonna use my finger for that one because I don't feel like using a brush. Okay, now I'm gonna take my purple paint and go on the outside of the wound. So if you're gonna use a brush with grease paint, make sure it's a brush that's old and worn out because you don't want to use a new one, because you won't really be able to get the grease out of the brush ever unless you're like really, really good at scrubbing. Kids, what's that sound? Everybody's throwing that time around. Okay, now that that's done with the purple, I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna poke holes through and I'm gonna trace it with the string. So you kind of want to like trace out how much string you want. So I think this amount is good. So maybe I'll pull it a little longer and then I'll cut here. Now I'm going to take a little Sephora brush and my red grease paint and just dabble on top of the purple. Okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit to put the fake blood on it. First, I'm gonna do my eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna take my Morphe palette and I am going to use the shade, maybe I'm gonna use the shade Cafe. Honestly, I love this palette so much and I'm kind of mad that I haven't been using it because it's so pretty. Okay, so the last step that I have to do, I'm going to take some of my blood, my Spirit Blood Gel, and put it with Q-tips. I'm gonna dip it and put it all through here, and then I'm gonna use my liquid blood inside so it can dry. Okay, so I'm gonna take my blood now and I'm gonna dip it in. Now I'm just gonna take that and spread it around. So you're supposed to have a little dabbler for that. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna use my Q-tip and really get it around. This just makes me so happy. Like if I'm stressed. Okay, now I'm putting blood.
That's too much. It's gonna drip on your shirt.
So this is like the finished thing. It looks really weird and nasty and gross and a lot of people don't like it. My mouth is kind of numb because I've been swallowing blood. So if you see me spitting, it's because I'm spitting out blood. Also, I recommend using a shirt you don't care about because this shirt is ruined now and so is my $50 one that I used yesterday, so that's nice. Okay, so this is the finished look. If any of you guys did this, I hope it turned out well because I know the first like 15 times I did it, it didn't turn out well, and I actually tried to win the costume contest with this, which of course I didn't win because this is kind of the way I did it was ugly. So this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me, then you can subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!